Another red line, captain on 0, bench guy on 9. Friends in the group chat, talking like kings. I'm stuck in the basement, breaking my screen. Delete the app before it breaks me first. Every trade I tap just makes it worse. I swear I'm done. I swear I'm gonna snap. If one more player tags his calf.
Yes, welcome to Team List Tuesday for what is looking, well, I've heard, I haven't had a look at the team list yet because they've only just dropped. So what I'll be looking at will be the first reaction, but I've heard that they're pretty innocuous and nothing much is happening there. So I'm joined today, with, of course, always, this is Rossco's show, the Team List Tuesday King. How you going there, Rossco?
Yeah, good afternoon. It's good to be back. It's hard to believe how quickly these rounds are going already. We're already up to round 3. Some crazy games already, some blowout scores, some good games, try scoring records. We've had it all, but so there should be some good matchups this weekend, hopefully, and I think there's going to be a couple of blowouts in a couple other games, but we'll have a look at it and see what we reckon anyway. I think there's a bit to talk about with the trade-in and trade-outs at the end too. Obviously, this is the penultimate round with price changes happening too. So this is obviously the more important one, except for those teams who haven't played 3 games yet. For example, the Bulldogs are only playing their second game this week. You've only got the Tigers playing only their second game this round. You've got the Manly on the bye too. So, I think there's a fair bit to talk about here with some certain players here, Brad. So, yeah.
All right, well, there's your first game on screen. It features the Raiders down at home to the Bulldogs coming off the back end of the bye, as was reported heavily in the media. Nari Tuala, I should say. He has been included. Bronson Sherry has been left out and named elsewhere. So watch this space to see what's going to come there. Apart from that, the Bulldogs look very, very settled. Sam Hughes takes his spot in the front row. There's not a lot there to really. There's a couple of potential hookers, or there's at least one hooker there in the extended bench for the Bulldogs. Now for the Raiders, Simi Suagi, who, this is surprising me, has retained his centre spot. So that means that Matt Timoko is still listed in the extended bench. Did come on and played about 15 minutes last week, quite weirdly, for such a defensive centre like he is. He's very good. There'd be a lot of teams out there would love him, but he's on the pine. I still don't know whether Simi is a buy. Is he, Ross?
Oh, geez, I tell you what, he's looked good these first 2 games. He's had a couple of cracking scores. I picked him up in a couple of drafts actually, and I'm very, very happy about that. It was just because there was really no one else to go, and it was at the point where I kind of had a centre there, and I needed him to go well. He's banged out a couple of decent scores for me in draft. So he had an 80 last week. I think he had about 80 the week before that as well. But it's hard to say. Like, Tomoko's looming. I don't know if Tomoko will come on this week because they got Josh Papali back. So Morgan Smithies will go back to the bench. So I think unless there's a injury to someone in the back line, I actually don't think that Tomoko will come on. But it's very interesting, isn't it? Sasagi's doing a job. So maybe Ricky just sees that and just thinks, well, for as long as he's doing a job, then, but this will be the test for him, this game, I believe, because coming up against the Dogs, who are very defensive, as we know. But, he's up against Irana Tuala Sasagi. So who knows? He could get another decent score again. But I think if you look at your drafts and he's available in drafts, pick him up. But I don't think I could go near him in Classic, Brad. I just think there's too much unknown. I just think there's too many other decent options this week that I think we have to look at first before we can look at someone like him.
Noah Taylor, he'll probably be the second most traded in player this week. He topped the list of the most traded in last week. So it's extraordinary. He'll have an ownership of around about 98%, I reckon, by the time kickoff comes around, yeah?
Who's that? Noah Martin. Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah, we'll have a bit of a chat about him in the trade and trade out. But obviously, he was already highly traded in last round too, and he tops the list again. I think by a fair bit this week as well. So
Set to make a stack of cash.
He's got a negative break even of like 100. So you have to bring him in. I mean, 67 points last week, pure base as well. Like that's just massive. So you put a couple of attacking stats in there, and he's going close to turning up most games. So I think. Do you think he's a play this round against the Dogs though, Brad? If you've got plenty of options, with your players, do you think he's a play, or do you think he's one of those ones that you can't afford to leave out? He's going to make this Dogs team potentially too, taking them on.
Yeah, he got a negative break even of 123, and his price rise is 103. His price rise is expected to be 120k. So if you don't have him, 120k, you're not going to get that opportunity all season. So this is time to jump on it. Is he a sit? Oh man, he could be. Could well be.
Yeah.
Certainly, this is going to be a defensive game, you would think. This will be one of those classic Thursday night games we all just want to stay right clear of. No vice captain options.
No, definitely not any vice captaincy options in this game. No way in the world. No.
Leave this one way alone. All right, I'll let you do the next game, which is,
the Roosters and the Panthers. For the Roosters, Reece Robson has made a very early return back into the team with his thumb injury. Aielu pushes back to the extended bench. Other than that, no changes for the Panthers. Liam Martin plays his first game of the season after overcoming a calf complaint. Luke Garner to the bench. Jack Cobger is out with a HIA. Freddie Lussick comes on to the interchange bench. Reece Robson, that's a big early return for him, Brad. They were talking about at least round 6 for him at one stage at the earliest.
Yeah, that's probably what really, and that really hurts owners of Aielu.
Yep, that's me.
That's you. Which
might not even get a price rise out of him now.
Oh, I think you'll get a price rise, but it's fuck all.
No, well, if Connor Watson plays if Connor Watson's a backup hooker, then Aielu might not even get on the field. Just 6-man bench.
Now, a lot of teams, and we'll talk about this a bit later too, are going to have a lot of cash this week, lot of cash. Is it a move? I mean, Harry Grant is, if you don't own Harry Grant, would you go Aielu back up to Harry Grant?
Oh, you have to. I think you have to have Harry Grant, don't you? I mean, we'll see when we go through the trade trends that there's some hookers like Reed and that are being traded out for guys to get up to Harry Grant. So
was expected to make 72 grand this week. And 72k is nothing to be sneezed at again. So I agree with you there.
I think for this one, I think Sam Walker, I think we can probably agree is probably a sell in this one. He's got over a break even of over 100, comes up against the Panthers and then has the bye the week after. And I would guess the other one we should probably talk about, Brad, is one Nathan Cleary.
I'd love to own him. If I could, I would, but I've got too many other shit things I've got to cover and fix up. I reckon he'd be a great flex option. If you've got a spot in your flex, you got Reece Walsh and you don't have any urgency to bring in, like say if you already own Fayalogo and you own Reece Walsh, right? Put Reece Walsh into your flex, trade him out, bring Cleary in, bang, job done. Yeah. Beautiful trade. Makes sense.
I think even Sam Walker to Cleary makes sense too. That's one trade I'm making this week. I think DCE. I think we all took so much out of that trial game where he scored 120 points. Sam Walker and DC didn't really get involved, and now these these last couple of games that we've seen, DC's got a lot more involved, and Sam Walker's hardly touching the ball, hardly kicking the ball, and I just think he's going to lose a lot of cash. I can't see him scoring many points against the Panthers. Then they go into the bye, so I know I'd much rather own Nathan Cleary than Sam Walker.
Yeah, with Sam Walker, I think he just has to sit there and learn. I don't think Cherry Evans is demanding the ball or anything. I just think towards him. His kicking game is way superior, so Robbo's going to have DC kicking an awful lot of time. So I just think it's natural that he'll have a lot more of the ball there. Rossco's dying on me.
Yeah, just needed a drink. Oh gosh.
All right. We've got Tim's team coming up now.
The other one I didn't mind in that game too, just quickly, was IPAP as well as a bit of a pod play too. But I think there's so many other options this week that it's probably not the way to go. But I certainly like him. He's got the dual position too.
Yeah, put him in your black book, but not this week. No
Yeah.
way. No way. There's too many mids on there. There's a couple of mids there that are going to make nearly $100,000. So
yeah,
and he ain't one. So you've got to go with where the money is. Yeah. I know it's very boring, but that's what's got to happen. All right, Storm versus the Broncos. I don't know about this game. Right, just having a look there. Leo retains his spot in the centres for owners. I wouldn't be playing him. That's quietly, but that'd be me. Big Steph, who's also up for a bit of a price rise, nice and cheaply priced.
Yeah,
and getting okay minutes, so he's there. And of course, Shan and Lasati, as we've all spoken about, retain their spot. Quite interestingly, the world's biggest lock has retained his spot, Tui Kamakamika, with Trent Lareiro returning via the bench. So if you got him in either of these two in draft, their minutes will be heavily affected, Tui Kamakamika and Trent Lareiro. You steer clear of all of them 100%. All right, for Brisbane, what are we looking at here? Absolutely no change back there.
No, Anderson's in, and Shibasaki's been dropped to the bench.
Oh, the Shiba. The Shiba.
Yep.
Wow. Xavier Willison to start in the 11.
Yeah, the jet ski's out with the HIA.
You're right. Yep.
Yeah.
Jordan Ricky 12, Pat Carrigan 13. So it's all pretty. Corey Jensen went very well last week, but he does that. He does it for about 2 games a year and then goes away and hides again. So too many options there to be even considering him, but he did go well. Anything for you out of this game?
Not really. What are you doing as a Reece Walsh owner, Brad? I know you've got him, and I'm sure he's probably going to be a hold, right? I know he's going to lose some cash, but geez, he's got a nice draw after this game.
Yeah, I'm holding at the moment. I'll wait to, I'm prepared to lose a bit of cash. But I just don't. If Sangster could give me 4 trades, that would be really good, mate. And he would be gone. But I've only got the 3 trades, and I have. On my team has hit some enormous hurdles early in the season. So I'm just having to burn trades just to plug holes at the moment. And I didn't see, if I started with Fayalogo, that would be a completely different story. But I didn't, so I have to correct that mistake, and that's what week 3 is for, correcting errors.
Yeah. I'll just say he's a must as well. We talked about Noah Martin. Now, Fayalogo, I think he's got a negative break-even of 110. 110, but he's set to make 150K if he gets a score of 98 or something.
Yeah.
So I think you have to have him. I'm actually contemplating putting the VC on him in this game.
Lazati
he's flying at the moment. He's just flying. So I don't know.
He is. He's flying. Lazati is projected to also make $100,000.
Yeah.
So
have him too.
Quite interestingly, a lot of people have gone, of course, the Jay Chan route, but he's only expected to make about 60K. But certainly Lazati, if you can get him in, boring. But yeah, I'm afraid you're going to have to get him in.
I think even with the news that Sean Ball that he's only going to miss a game or 2, I still think Lazati's done enough to hold that spot. So Yeah, I think you need to bring him in this week. Another one with a really low negative break even as well. So I think you're going to want him as well in your team for sure. 77, I think it was last week, and with no really attacking stacks either in that game.
And we spoke about Harry Grant.
Yeah,
He should be. He's proving to be the only hooker really out there boring, as it seems, but he seems to be the one and only hooker that's producing any consistency in results at the moment. I know it's only 2 weeks in. That's why 2-week samples, and when you talk about statistics, 2-week sample is really hard judge. But we have to work with something. So
it's him and Daylight at the moment because Brayley hasn't really done much in these first 2 games either. I mean, to be fair, they played Panthers last week, but even in the game where they towed up the Titans round 1, I think it was Titans. Yeah, he just didn't he's not scoring well. I just think it's got to be Grant, and then it's got to be just one of your mid ranges, whether it's Reed or whether it's I don't know who. Like there's just he's so far ahead of the rest of the hookers that it's not funny. So. Yeah.
All right, I'll let you get into this Knights and Warriors. There's a fair bit going on here.
Yep. So for the Knights, Fletcher Sharp's back from his knee injury, so he'll take over as 5'8" from Dylan Brown. He's out for a month with a knee injury. Shannon Smith moves to halfback. Fletcher Hunt's the fullback with Kalen Ponga gone for 6 to 8 weeks. Jacob Safidi takes over as skipper. Francis Manu Lele. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. And Thomas Kant, the 14 and 17, hoping to get a shot this weekend after being left out last game. For the Warriors, Kurt Capewell's out with a calf injury. Harris Tafita and CNK are both out with concussion protocols. Tuapiki will start at fullback. Luke Hanson will make his debut at 5'8". And Niakura joins the bench overcoming a calf injury. And Mitch Barnett has been named in the extended squad as he nears the return from an ACL injury. So I think there's a bit to talk about here. Obviously, you know, Ponga's obviously a sell. Who do you sell him to? We'll talk about that in the trade in and trade outs. But the other big news too, obviously, is that Lecker the Wrecker gets that edge spot and starting again with Kurt Capewell out. I don't think I can go on him yet. I just think it's too hard. Like there's no news on how long Capewell's out for, and there's no news whether Lecker holds that spot either when Capewell gets back. So he was in my little list of ones to possibly trade in this round. But what do you think, Brad, on that one?
You're definitely a wait and see. He's got a not a huge high score round 1, which means that's still in his rolling average. So wait for that to disappear. He's not going to go up or down by a huge amount this week. I draft though, man.
Yeah.
Don't go to the draft waiver wire right now. Don't even listen to us. Go to the waiver wire, get him in. I think I saw a statistic. He's in drafts at the moment across the board. He's only about 30% owned. So that means an awful lot of draft boards have him in their waivers sitting there waiting for somebody to jump on him. Do it.
Same with Tanner Boyd too. I've seen him floating around in a couple of drafts as well. If you can get Tanner Boyd, jump on him as well. I reckon it's a pretty weak night side with no Brown and no Ponga too. So, I mean, obviously Fletcher Sharp back definitely helps them. But the way the Warriors are playing, I think there could be some points in this game.
Could be a very interesting game. I'm actually looking forward to seeing how Newcastle react. I'm hopeful that they'll actually bounce rather well. It seemed to bounce rather well without the two of them out there. Other players stood up. Fletcher Hunt certainly stood up big time. Another one for the draft waiver wise. Go have a look at Fletcher Hunt because he is available all over the shop.
Even Tuapiki too.
Yeah. I like Tuapiki.
Dual position too. So
he's only a head knock out of a game though, so he can get a head knock or two. Luke Hanson, don't know anything about him. Apparently, he had a hit single back in the 1990s.
Oh yes. Jeez.
All right, Cronulla and Dolphins is the 5:30 game on Saturday. Oh, what have we got happening here? As I
We've
said,
got
folks,
absolutely nothing. There's no changes to either team.
it's my first time looking at this, so
Yeah.
yeah, there could be some points in this though. You'll be holding the likes of, you would not be selling Hines. In fact, I've heard of people bringing him in just for this
Yeah.
game alone. And I don't mind it. Funueki should be heavily traded in. He's about number 5th of the most expected to make the most cash. Expected to make 88K.
Yeah.
Wow. Just if he just maintains his scoring rate he's been doing. So that's certainly promising there, isn't it?
Yeah, he's on my watch list, as I said to you earlier when we're having a chat. The other guy that I was really looking at was Ryan Couchman, but we'll talk about him in a minute because, Little's been named on that bench too. And so, obviously another HIA again with Gutho and that on the weekend, whether that's throwing the minutes out. And Toby Couchman's been named, so we'll talk about that too. But, I really like Funafaki. I don't care that's how you pronounce it, whatever, but I'm really keen on him. So
I've heard of people trading Toby Couchman out to Ryan Couchman, which I'm not such a bad trade. But does he have an injury or not? Like, what's the go?
I haven't heard anything.
Like 42 minutes was pretty awful.
I haven't seen anything. NRL physio hasn't posted or anything like that either, so that I don't know. Was there anyone else to talk about from this game? Not really, was there? I don't think.
Till our trade-in, trade-outs, but no. No one's standing out as a.
We'll just point out, that we did say to people not to trade in Trindle too, but traded him in and he got 22 or whatever it was against the Panthers. So he might go a bit better this game, but still not sold on him at all.
No, it's a bit. Flegler is actually the one that I'm trading out this week, and I don't mind anybody who trades him out. So.
Yeah, I've still got him at the moment. He might go for me this week, so we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, no, he certainly went for me. But Flegler to Noel Martin, I mean, how could you knock that back?
Yeah. Oh, no. Jeez. Yeah.
The trade just stood out for me, and I've gone,
that's 100%.
Yeah. All right,
that's why it's always handy to have the duels to be able to make that trade too, because obviously Flegler was at front row and Noel Martin at second row. So that's why having those duels is very handy.
Well, so you've got Trey Mooney and Noah. Noah. He's actually asked us all to pronounce his name a different way. I forget how we meant to do it, but I do apologise there.
Yeah. But
Noah from the Titans and Trey Mooney, man, you should have both of those in your team because they're, he's back-to-back near 60s for Noah. He's going to make cash. So, you'd probably not a play. I won't be playing him, but although probably should with those sort of scores, better than
I've got them both. But they're both sitting up in my front row, so I don't have a DPP in my second row because they're both up there. So. Yeah,
but when it comes to time, you can sell a second row, say if they're about to max out in cash and move one of them down, and you certainly will be able to. Rabbits and Tigers, man, what a game is this? Biggest tickets versus the Ross.
Yeah, that's it, mate. Big game, this one. So for the Rabbitohs, Jamie Humphries returns. Dave Biggest will be very happy about that. Comes back from suspension. Jaden Sullivan back to the bench. Ewan Aiken goes back to the bench, and Tallis Duncan will start on the edge. For the Tigers, big loss for them. Taylor May's gone for 4 to 5 weeks with a shoulder injury. Gerald Skelton will start at centre. And former Warrior and Titan Patrick Herbeck is named on the extended bench. Bit to talk, I guess not really much to talk about with the Tigers, but I guess there's a couple of ones that we spoke about on Sunday as well. A couple of ones to keep an eye on that I'm really keen on. One is obviously Adam Dewey. There's also Samuel Olafenu and KPP, but Tyrrell May, Brad, is an interesting one. I think he knocked out 78 points in this game, only played 53 minutes. That's just massive. What a great work rate from him. Honestly,
Absolutely.
I'd imagine because he had that infection and stuff that they're just going to ease him back to. But I can imagine he's going to start playing more and more minutes. So he's certainly someone on my radar too. And then obviously on the other side of the fence, Latrell's pretty popular trading this week as well.
Well, on the Tigers, any listeners out there, I urge you strongly, do not trade in any Tigers this week. We see it all the time. It's very hard to base your decision on one sample size. Just 1 week. You can't. It's even hard on two, but one. Like, give yourself a second week to have a look, because, like, when Dewey throws up a 30 in this game, you might be regretting actually bringing him in, or there's a few other ones there that.
I'll make an exemption for one player. If you're trading out Tino to go to Terrell May, just lock it. I've got no issue with that trade. Yeah. That's a no-brainer, because we all know that Terrell May is going to be one of the top scoring front rowers in the comp. But I wouldn't go near any of the others yet, for sure.
On the other side, Latrell, I'm getting Latrell this week, so I'm one of those people that didn't start with him. I'm just not a Latrell fan. I've got all these L's in my head. Latrell is just not he's just one for me. I just find it hard, but stats don't lie, and he's done nearly back-to-back hundreds. So, God, I got to get him in. His price rise alone is going to be too good for me this week. Campbell Graham, I would stay away from that. We've seen 2 games, inconsistency in scoring. It's going to be very dependent upon if the ball goes down that side and if Jack White actually decides he's going to pass it.
I think they will. I think they will attack that side a bit there, though. I think this week with Makasini and Leatui there. So obviously a couple of guys who don't have much first grade experience. So I can see a lot of ball going down that way. Another one to have a look at in your drafts, if you're in drafts and you can pick up Tallis Duncan, I would be all over him if you can get him on that edge. But Latrell, this is going to make me sick watching this game as a Tigers fan, because I'm actually going to be captain Latrell in this game. After I nearly captained him last week and took it off him, I'm actually going to do it this week. He's going to be – I can't loop. So at the moment, as I said, my VC is probably going to be on Fay Logo, and the captaincy is going on Trell. It makes me sick to do it, but I just think that matchup against Jarrell Skelton, God, geez, like, honestly, just, yeah.
I can loop because I'm a Paseka owner. So if you're a Paseka owner, folks, bear that one in mind. You've got a looping option there this week. Jamie Humphries back also could help the right-hand side, because you'd think he'd be more dominant down the right than the left. Because, we've all heard about the left-hand side of, Alex Johnson, Latrell, Cody.
Well, Cody's been playing both sides of the field, though.
Yeah, but he hasn't had the games. Now he's got Jamie there.
Yeah.
Although he's very light on first grade.
They'll help their kicking game too. He's got a good boot on him too, Humphries. I know where Dickus is, but I know he's a big, massive fan of Humphries.
Doesn't he have a picture above his bed of him?
No, he does. Yeah, he does. I think he's got a few.
Let us know, Biggest, if you're out there. Do you still have the picture of Jamie Humphries running around? All right. This could be, man, I don't know what's going to happen here. I almost think Setu 2 will go off will for the Dragons, but Parramatta versus the Dragons, there's going to be some tries hanging around here. The Dragons look fairly stock standard. Both Kyle Flanagan and Atkinson White copping some ankle attention last week are named, and apparently it was only very light. Toby Couchman is named at front row, and Ryan Couchman is again named to come off the bench. But we're seeing some crazy things that he's doing with the minutes, probably really hurting Hamish Stewart out of anyone. So if you've got Hamish Stewart, which I was very close to starting the year with him just quietly, but I'd say Ryan Couchman's probably hurt him more than anyone. Yeah, Ross?
I think so, yeah. It's just been hard. Like, it's so hard to gauge at the moment. I didn't catch this game, but, like, I did see that there was obviously a HIA for Gutho as well. And then I think Damien Cook may have gone off at one stage with a HIA as well. So it's still hard to gauge those minutes for Ryan Couchman. I get why people are trading him in. I mean, I don't hate it as long as you've got those other cheapy options first. I think guys, Noel Martin's ahead of him. I think Lasardi's got to be ahead of him. Just making sure you've got those other cheapies first. Even guys like Faye Logo, Harry Grant, these guys should be your priority trades over Ryan Couchman. I don't know what's going to happen. Like with Little back there, like there's probably going to be world there where they're both going to be on. Him and Cook are both going to be on the field at the same time at some stage. So yeah, I don't know how it's all going to work out. It's probably leaning me away from trading in Ryan Couchman. But there is one bloke that I'm pretty keen on as a pod, I should say, not a pos, from the Eels, and that is Kamatualangi, Brad.
Where are we? Yeah, down here, sorry. Who are you into?
Kamatualangi.
Yeah, is he still coming off the bench?
No, Hopgood's come back from suspension. Williams has gone to lock, and DeBellin's been put back to the bench. So Tuolangi's actually kept that edge spot.
Yeah. Oh, very interesting. Oh,
Hmm.
good on him. No, certainly. What price is he at?
If you give me a minute, I can have a look and I'll tell you.
Oh, I knew I was going to put you on.
It's okay. I don't mind that. But other than that, I don't really think there's much else with Parramatta. Pezzett obviously had a great game last week and could score well in this game too, possibly as well. Those who held Atkinson, he might actually even be a play in this game. What do you think, Brad?
Oh, look, I wouldn't play him, but probably going to prove me wrong. It's a bit like Pezzett. You could nearly play him, but probably prove me wrong as well. You can't trust any of these rookie halves. And they're not rookie, really. They've been around a fair time, both these players in the NRL. So they're B grade trying to get to A grade, but yeah, who knows what they put up sometimes. It's like said it too could play, but you go, you could get 5 as well.
Depending on your reserves, I think you'd like for me, I don't have Atkinson, right? But if I had him and I had Sanders, I'd be playing Atkinson over Sanders. I wouldn't be playing Sanders against the Dogs. So yeah.
There you go. There's your answer to my question, Ross.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry about that to Spotify listeners. I actually won't read it out. But somebody just answered the question in a very amusing way. You'd have to view YouTube viewers will get that one.
So Tuolagi's 515K with a break even of -4. So he's not going to make a lot. He's not super cheap, but I think for that price, I'd probably end up going with the Finafaki from the Dolphins instead. I think, Brad. Then I'll make a lot more cash too.
Now, this week we've got the Cowboys versus the Titans. I don't think any of these players will appear on our most traded in or out list because I don't think many of these players anyone owns much anymore. But it could be a cracking game for the Cowboys back at home versus the Titans. Very interestingly there, Tom Chest has retained his centre spot, which we all breathe a sigh of relief because Zach Laybutt has been named in the number 18 jumper. And we did hear that this was quite possibly going to be the case. Tom Dearden, Jake Clifford retain their spot. There's no real other changes there for the old Cows. Sonny Luke, he played quite a few minutes last week, coming off the bench. Reid Mahoney owners. This is what this tells us is you can't believe a word that Peyton says. He said prior to round 1, Reid Mahoney will be playing 80 minutes, blah, 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 blah. Well, it didn't even get to second round, and he's bloody changed his mind on that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It's a big don't believe me. For the Titans, well, you've got the cheapie and Fayamani, who's just trickling along quite nicely. Tino, are you an owner, Ross?
I was.
You were.
Mate, as soon as it opened up yesterday, he was gone within about 2 seconds out of my team. He's definitely a sell. The minutes aren't there. He's not even playing 50 minutes. You have to sell him. It's just, interesting. Jaden Campbell named in number 19 too. I did see an article today that they reckon he's good to go. So I'd imagine he'll come into that team, and I'd say Lachlan Ilias will be the one that drops out. But that's certainly going to help their attack big time. I'm hoping that's going to unlock Kinney a bit more, and also the Fayamani too. Having Campbell back in that team is going to make a massive difference for them.
Curtis Moran has been named at the 14 again, but he's probably a sell, as is Cooper Bye. Neither of them going to do what owners were hoping that they were going to do. All right. Is that the full lot? Is that the 8 games?
That's all the games.
Oh,
yep.
How did we get through that so quick? That's rare.
Well, there was games there that we didn't have to really talk much about because there was no changes with some of them or anything that was really relevant. So, yeah.
Well, I'm just reading through the trade outs now. We'll quickly have a look at those and then trade ins after this. Number 1, Tino number 2. They both make complete sense. Reid Mahoney, like we just said a minute ago, looks like Sony Luke is going to be eating into his minutes. Tom Flegler is out of it for my team. I could use that cash better by going down to somebody and bringing somebody else in. Not that cash is a problem at the moment. Sam Walker, interesting there, Ross, at number 5.
I'm not really surprised, to be honest with you. As I said, I'm moving him on. I think if you can go him up to Cleary, I really like that trade. As I said, tough matchup. Bye coming up next week. I'm all for selling him. I've got no dramas with it at all, to be honest with you. I even don't mind little cash grab play of selling him to Tanner Boyd for to make some decent coin to get to Cleary too. I really like that as well.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's just stop sharing that and put it back up onto that screen. So, all right. The next one is very interesting, though, to me. Scott Drinkwater in at number 6. Wouldn't you be holding? Surely, if you've managed to hold him this far, you're going to hold him, aren't you?
Oh, I don't know. He's set to lose a lot of cash unless he has a massive game. He's not goal kicking. He's got, what is it, a break even of 171, Brad.
Yeah.
And their next 2 games after the Titans is Melbourne and the Dragons. So I can understand the sellout, but the question is who you're selling to. If you're going to Failogo, that's a no-brainer. If you don't own Failogo, it makes complete sense, but depends on who else because there's really not many other options this week for fullbacks, to be honest with you. Hence the reason why I'm not trading Ponga out this week, which we'll talk about when we talk about our trade-in and trade-outs. But you got Turbo on the bye. You got Ponga injured. You got Walsh, who's got a tough matchup against the Storm. There's not really a lot to like there this week with the fullbacks.
No, apart from the most obvious one. The next one, of course, is Angus Crichton on our list. He comes in.
Yeah.
But I sort of half get it. If you're going down to Martin, do you think it's a trade just for the cash?
Yeah, I do. It's similar to me with going Tino to him as well. I'm going Tino to Martin as well. I think Angus had a game last week where he got a 53, including a try in 80 minutes. So that's pretty average. So I don't mind it, to be honest with you.
The next one is one that I've sold, Selwyn Cobbo in at number 8. Bye-bye, Cobbo. He just hasn't done the high-scoring delights that we saw last year with a lot of attack. Hasn't quite come to fruition on these Dolphins yet.
Yeah.
What do you think about number 9, the next on the list?
I don't like that.
Isaiah Yeo, folks. Isaiah Yeo, would you be trading him out when he's not expected to lose money just quietly?
No, he's not. I think his break even's about 62, which is what he's averaging for the first 2 games.
Yep.
I I'm interested. I'm just going to have a quick look and see who is actually being traded out to. That's what I want to know. I'm interested to know who is actually going.
If you're doing that, surely you've got other second rowers there that aren't performing or something. But Isaiah,
Yeah.
now the coach has come out and confirmed he will be playing less minutes this year. So he is a concern and will be a trade out at some point.
Yeah.
But this is your money making week, right? And if he's not a player that's going to lose your money, just hang on and in the next couple of weeks maybe move him on when something else emerges.
Yeah.
So you can jump on.
Looking at it here, Isaiah Yeo, so number one trade out two is Suafai-Logo. So that's obviously via flex. Lasardi is one. Ryan Couchman is one, which I don't really like at all. And then there's Nathan Cleary. So, and then the rest of them are just really random, like Noel Martin, Tanner Boyd, Harry Grant, Jacob Carraz, even, and Latrell, all via their flexes. So, yeah, I don't know. I've got him. I'm not happy with what he scored so far, Brad. As we said on the pod on Sunday, I just think we expected a lot more from him because they did say he was going to obviously benefit from the new scoring system and hasn't yet. But if he plays that extra 8 minutes, that could be an extra 10, 15 points that he gets as well. But he might play 80 this week with Cogger not there. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. So we'll just have to see what happens, to be honest with you. But he's a hold for me at the moment, unless someone comes out screaming at me or then I can potentially via duels go from him. I could move Mooney down to my second row and I can go to Till or May. I don't mind that if I'm going to upgrade from it, but I'm not going down from it. You know what I mean?
Isn't it funny that the entire Supercoach world lost its friggin' mind when all this stuff about the new scoring system that came out. If I'd stayed with the team I had prior to that news coming out, which, my team was pretty settled. I was getting happy with all the research I'd done. If I'd just stuck with that team, I'd be miles up front.
Yeah.
Right? We all lost our mind about these players like Yo.
Yeah.
And he's just doing what we sort of expected him to do anyway. He's bang on his BE.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
There's so much. I think the biggest thing is the controversy around the try-assist with this new scoring system too, because I saw ones get given last round that shouldn't have been given, and then I saw ones that weren't given that should have been given. So there's just no consistency there, as far as I'm concerned, at the end of the day.
Yeah, they're just 100% right. Okay, what's the trade-ins? What are we trading in?
Oh, obviously number 10 was Toby Couchman. Do you want to quickly touch on him?
Oh, yeah, I sort of gave him a miss because we sort of did discuss him. But, Toby Couchman, like I said, is fairly – a lot of people just aren't liking the minutes that he's getting. I mean, that last week was ridiculous. But I did hear he had an injury of some sort. Okay. But, don't know.
Yeah. All right, we'll quickly just scroll through the trade-ins. A lot of them pretty much make sense. Fai-Logo, number one, by Country Mile, makes sense. Don't have to talk about him. Harry Grant, number two, again, makes complete sense. Both these guys are highly traded in. Fai-Logo at 16.3% and Grant at 9.2%. And then 9.1%, we've got Ryan Couchman. I think we've already spoke about, right, Brad? Do we still think he's a trade in? Like, do we as we said before, it's just the unknown, isn't it? With the minutes and that, like, he could go back and only get 35 minutes this round. But in saying that, he has got a negative break even of -65, so he's set to make a fair bit of cash.
Yeah.
So he'll go up 80K even if he scores only 34 points. So again, I think that makes sense. Lasardi, we spoke about, number 4. Noah Martin, number 5. Cleary at 6. Tanner Boyd at 7. Latrell at 8. Finifaki at 9. And Tom Chester at 10. I think really the only one I'm not kind of convinced on is Tom Chester. Like, he's got a negative break-even of -68, but does he hold the spot? Because from what I've seen so far, his defence hasn't been too crash hot either. So I would be concerned about that as an owner. I did start with him, so I'm okay. But if he scores 46, he's set to go up nearly 100K. So it's not like you're not going to get anything out of him, but you may have to trade him at some stage. So obviously, if he loses that spot.
Oh, absolutely. I just want 150K out of him, and then I'll start looking for a replacement, an upgrade.
Yeah.
But yeah, he won't live that long in my team. But
Yeah.
he's doing a fine job right at this very moment.
Yeah.
Who else are we looking at there? Anybody that do you like the Tanner Boyd trade?
As I said, I don't mind it, to be honest with you, for for a cash grab if it's going to get you up to Cleary. But people should have cash. That's the thing. You'd think that there's a lot of cash floating around. But again, it's a good matchup. They're playing the Knights away from home. Who were okay against Manly, but really when they lost Brown and also Ponga, Manly just unfortunately didn't offer anything in attack. But the Warriors are playing some really good footy at the moment. I will say one thing: he has scored a try both games. He's got the goal kicking, so I actually don't mind it, to be honest with you. If he scores a 7, he's projected to go up 90K. So if he gets a couple of decent price rises out of that, then you're going to make some coin out of him. But I was thinking about it at one stage, but I've just got the cash, so I'm just going straight to Cleary. I'm just not mucking around with it. But I don't know. What do you think? I can't believe we're having this conversation about someone who's never been Supercoach relevant.
Yeah, I can't do it. But anyway, not Tanner, no way. But he's going to make cash. So I just can't believe that'd be the only mistake that you've made all year.
Yeah.
Your team must be full of absolute. To those that went the cheapy route, that was the strategy at the beginning of the year because they've saved themselves an awful lot of money now.
Yeah.
All trades. Whereas, mine had a bit of a balance between cheapies and middies and elites. And I certainly had to quickly maneuver some of those elite players on. They haven't done what they wanted them to do. So like players like Drinkwater had to go fairly quickly. But yeah, no, like I've got 300 grand sitting in the bank. I could nearly go.
Do you want to know how much I've got after making 2 trades and I haven't made my 3rd one yet?
How much?
About 500.
Very good.
Wow.
All right, a few questions here, Ross.
Yep. Hello, Chris.
All right, Chris. G'day, man.
Fresh back from Magic Round. Not Magic Round. He went to Vegas. So he was over there watching the Dogs play. So yeah.
You'd be all excited for the Doggies match this weekend down in Canberra. Trade out Benaya or
Reed. That's Ielu.
Yeah.
That's definitely Ielu.
Definitely one of them. That's a tough decision. I think because he's worth more, Reed Mahoney. See, Benaya only can't really lose much money because he doesn't cost much money.
Whereas, if he doesn't play at all, he's not going to lose money either.
But Reed could lose money. Definitely. So Reed is the one to go.
Yeah.
Great question there, though. That got us thinking there for a minute. It's ready to get us thinking. God almighty. Would you trade? This is from Supercoach for Life. Would you trade Sam Walker, Cobbo, and Yo to Nico Hines, Herbie, and Ryan Couchman every friggin' day of the week? Well, Cobbo, got to go. Sam Walker, we've spoken about the process of getting rid of him. We're sort of look, he's going to lose a bit of cash. DC's role is definitely eating into him. And Yo, well, we don't like the Yo trade, either of us, but if that's the way to make this trade work and to bring in Herbie and Nico Hines. Nico Hines is a funny one because I've heard of some people trading him out. I've heard of others trading him in.
Crazy.
It's these people. He will end the year in the top 3 Supercoach players for the year.
Yeah.
If you want one that's in the top 3, then you've just got to ride the ups and downs that are going to happen.
Yeah.
And when he plays for a bully team like he does, and they love to bully other teams that are in the bottom 8, then I'm afraid you just got to ride those ups and downs of the roller coaster. So
I
yeah,
don't mind those trades either, Brad. As long as you've already, as long as like looking at as we said about Ryan Couchman, as long as he's already got Lasardi and Noah Martin, then I'm all for it. To be honest with you, yeah.
Ahead of Ryan Couchman, certainly Lazati. I would have Chan ahead of him. I would have
Noah Martin,
obviously, and I'd also have Noah ahead of him because he's got that lovely duel. He's also going to make a fair bit of cash. That'll be ahead of Ryan Couchman for me.
Yeah.
You make your own decisions, but that's just in my weird ass opinion.
Yeah.
And so he's going the double route because he's got Nathan Cleary.
Yeah, I like it. Wow, that's a double gun, barrel gun, Cleary and Hines. Lovely. I love it.
Yeah, obviously one of those in flex, I would imagine. But I tell you what, that's
it's good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing that trade. Look, listen to that. We're both on here for that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Anything else there, Ross?
I think that's it. I think that's pretty much everything covered off for this round. I mean, let's just talk about our trades and our VC and C options, I guess. And I think that's pretty much it.
Well, my trade happened at about 2 minutes after midday or Monday. I was sitting at work. I just looked over and I'd seen that the lockout had been lifted. So I immediately traded Cobbo out. I traded who were my other spuds that I traded out? Cobbo, Flegler went for me. So Flegler went out. Noah Martin went in. Cobbo went out. Latrell Mitchell went in. Ponga went out and Fayalogo went in. They all make complete sense.
Yeah.
A million people doing the same thing I'm doing. So you just got to do it. Ross?
And your vice captain for this round?
My vice captain. Wow, you get me now. What are we doing here? I might vice captain Hines into Latrell.
Okay.
This means I've got to be quick on the ball. I've got to be quick with my thinking on Saturday at around about 7:30 to make sure I do the swap over. But yeah, I like that. I like it. Hines. I could see Hines. It's a kind of team they love to play. The Sharks. They just love this sort of matchup.
For me, trade wise, Sam Walker's out, Nathan Cleary's in, Tino's out, Noah Martin in, which gives me a massive war chest of money. Third trade's to be decided yet. I might still not decided whether I'm going to just go Ryan Couchman or bring in Funafaki as a bit of a pod option as well. As for vice captain and captains, I'm probably just going to bite the bullet and just on form alone. Fayalogo, vice captain versus the Broncos at home, and Latrell as captain against the Tigers.
Like it. You're at least giving yourself more time than I'm giving myself. To make sure I'm on the ball.
And because I've still got Ponga too, because I'm going to trade him out next week. I can actually use him for the loop as well. So yeah.
Big Butto is coming through with a question from YouTube. Started with Chan F. Now I don't know if that's Chan. Chan F. What is this question? Big Butto. Yeah. I don't know if you're into the big buds at the moment, but you're going to have to get a little bit clearer on your question. I don't know what it is. It started with Chan F.
Yeah.
Chan, because he's not available front row. No, you got me. But you can see there, I put up your question, and we'll see if you're replying in the next minute or so. But yeah, I'm just not sure. Chan as a hold, so don't selling into anyone. Particularly this week, he's going to make some not as much cash as some other middle and edge forwards there, but still going to make some nice cash.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's it. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I know there wasn't many. Obviously, it's a tough time with most people still being at work, but thank you. We'll upload it onto Spotify shortly, and you can have a listen to it in your car or whatever. Other than that, back Sunday night for round 3 wrap.
But don't forget to jump in the code 781-518, 781-518. There are some good prizes coming, including the coach from Championship Rings or Super Coach Rings.
Yeah.
Just go to www.championship rings and you can spot all their great merch there. If you've got a league, it is a great first prize for a head-to-head league. All right, so that's about it for tonight. We'll catch you guys all on the flip side. Race trade your ass off for the afternoon and have a good one.
Stay safe and be good.